Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah, our Father, and Yahusha. He is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, his voice, our high priest, soon coming King. Hear, O Yasharal, Yahuwah, who is our mighty one. He is one. There is no other mighty one, brothers and sisters, in existence than Yahuwah. And Yahusha is his voice. This is Brother Daoud coming to you again to bring you the confusion amongst Yasharal. Where's the confusion? Doctrinal principles. I've listed 4 here. First, the rules of postponement. That's the Jews. They add an additional month every 2 to 3 years. Then we have a new one here. The 3-5-8 rule. What does that do? They add an additional month on the 3rd year, the 5th year, and the 8th year. Then we have the first new moon after the equinox. I call this the hide your head in the sand approach. What does this do? Well, they postpone the beginning of their months, their years, or their beginning of the count to their feast, to the first new moon after the equinox. This relates to the rules of postponement, just like the Jews. And last, the 13th month. Everyone believes that they should add a 13th month to the calendar if the barley harvest is not ripe or if the moon moves away from the sun. What is the common theme with all of these doctrines? They're trying to control the weather. Look at Ice Cube. Look how he's looking at us. He's asking questions. How are they going to do that? They believe that by making an adjustment on paper, that it changes the rotations of the luminaries in the heavens. What a powerful delusion. You don't believe that they're trying to control the weather? Well, they've indicted themselves on earth, in the heavens, and indeed under the earth, by making this statement. If you don't make an adjustment to the calendar, your feast days are going to be all the way back. In winter, when you said that, you've joined in with the doctrinal principles of the Gentiles. Let's begin. Henuk, they call him Enoch, chapter 77, verses 14 to 17. There's the script for his name. The letters are He, Na, Wa, Ka. Doesn't it look like Henuk? 14. We're going to take a look at this new 3-5-8 rule. For the moon alone, the days amount in 3 years to 1,062 days. There's the 3. And in 5 years, she falls behind 50 days. There's the 5. Look what the translator put in parentheses. He is preparing you for what comes next. They're going to add to 1,770 days, to 5 years, with the 1,062 days, which is the 3 years, 15. And in 5 years, there are 1,770 days, so that for the moon, the days in 8 years amount to 2,832 days. So you see, they added the 3 years and the 5 years. It came to 8 years, and the moon falls behind the sun in the amount of 2,832 days. 16. For in 8 years she falls behind to the amount of 80 days. And all the days she falls behind in 8 years are 80 days. Okay, so Hanuk has given us an exact description of how the sun and the moon work together. The moon will naturally fall behind the sun 10 days every year. Okay, so now if we are to make an adjustment, Hanuk is going to tell us this right here in verse 17. And the year is accurately completed. What did you say? And the year is accurately completed. What year? Everything that came before. He's saying as long as it works this way, it is accurate. In conformity with their world stations and the stations of the sun, which rise from the portals through which the sun, rises and sets for 30 days. How many of you have reading comprehension? Do you see anything here where he says to add an additional month to the calendar? Why are they adding their doctrinal principles to what Hanuk is saying? And making it seem that Hanuk said it. Why didn't you know that Hanuk didn't say this? Because you didn't check. You were not a Berean. You failed yourself and your family by following and not checking. Proverbs chapter 30, verse 6. This is for all of you teachers out there. This is what's going to happen because you are teaching from the playbook of the Gentiles, and you are a participant in leading the children of Yasharal astray. Add you not unto his words, lest he reprove you, and you be found a liar. Listen to what they're going to say. I didn't add anything to his words. Yes, you did. If he told you the first month, on the 14th day of the month, in the evening, is Yahuwah's Passover, and you added an additional month, you're no longer in the first month. You have moved to the second month, and you're outside of his time and his appointment. And everyone whom you taught that have moved away with you. You shall suffer the recompense of your actions on that great yet terrible day. The only way, there's only one way under the sun given amongst men, so that you may return to he who is seated upon the throne, and that is the path of years. The path of years is Yah's time. It's the alternative to the doctrinal principles of the Gentiles. He does have the power to open up any of those windows that are in those portals that are in the heaven, which brings the dew, the heat, and the rain at its appointed time. He can do that any time of the year as the moon cycles back through all of the months of the year and comes back to join with the sun after 32 to 32 and a half years. It is called the path of years that all of our people have forgotten. And they will not find Yah's appointments because they're following the feasts of the Gentiles. Passover, starts January 26th in the evening. It's a pure Passover. No GMOs. No Gentile Metonic obstructions. No additions. No additives. No fillers. Pure. The way that Yah wants you to follow his time. If you want to learn more, come to yahuwahallua.com and Muri of Yasharal on YouTube. Peace be unto you.